And we're live. Good morning. We had an interesting session yesterday. Yesterday, 2nd of April. What we see yesterday was what happened day before yesterday. Kind of, I would say, where we had a very positive momentum in the Dow and the Nasdaq. And we were looking for opportunities to buy below prior bar. That seems to be the theme. If you are in a strong trend, you buy below prior bar and it tends to work a lot. That's a solid setup and it do not require you to draw blocks, find fair values and do all those kind of things, and it's reliable. Okay, let's quickly look at what we did yesterday. If I go to the DAX 5-minute chart, uh, I saw what I saw here was there was clear support here and I wanted to be a buyer. Even in the live stream I mentioned that I want to be a buyer here, and before I even took the steps to execute I was late and the bloody thing went 100 points straight. I even mentioned in the stream I got my fair chance to buy it. When it retraced, I tried to be a buyer again. It went almost 30 or 35 points in our favor. I moved my stop loss to break even, and then it came all the way back to stop us out. And then I waited to be long around 22,314. That is what I mentioned, that I might take a long position around this area, but the kind of reaction that we were seeing from the market was not settling up to that idea. I tried a short position around this area. Generally, if there's no clear setup, I tend to buy or sell above prior bar highs or prior bar lows. But this was a setup, so I took the trade. Post taking the trade, it went when it went around 22, not even 60, it was around 50, I would say. We were in the live stream when I said I want to book profits, and the moment I wanted to book profits it quickly reversed, but we got our fair share around 22.72, I would say, and that was a good trade. And then we closed the stream. Around an hour later I saw the market going above this high, and I thought that is a good sign. If I want to be short, I should do it now. And I shorted after this candle went above the previous candle. I generally tend to short around these areas below prior bar highs or prior bar lows, but I was late in the execution and I shorted somewhere here. I had a very tight stop, I would say. I got stopped out. Had I stopped around this area, this is what we do in the review. We see what better we could have done, and the better thing would have been. Of course, we don't know what's gonna happen, so generally you should short above prior bar highs if you're shorting. And if had I shorted above this bar and kept the 40 point stop that generally I keep, this would have been in my favor, and then I might have moved my stop to break even. So either this could have been a break even trade if it came back and I holded it, or a profitable trade, but nothing to worry about. Around the US session we saw this candle go We saw a good up move. The Dow was rallying, Nasdaq was rallying, and then we saw this candle go below a prior bar, and that is what where we bought. We did it live. We bought around this area, and it quickly came all the way until here. And you will not even believe we booked the profits around here. There was no reason for it. It was just that I got 52 points in 4 minutes, and that's good points. Whatever we made here was around 50 points, but look how much time it took us, and it was only 4 minutes. I took my quick profit, and that was what we did. There's more learning here. If we go to the 15-minute chart of the DAX, what we see here is this is the open. After the open, if you look, none of the 15-minute candle went above previous bar highs, right? That's a strong trend indication, but there was a lot of back and forth happening. If you look, after this candle came to fill back, then this came to fill back, and the same happened here as well. So it was a strong trend where we were having fill backs, but none of the candle went above prior bar high, and we do not had an opportunity. There was one here to buy, but the reaction even at the previous bar high is a weakness sign. And even if you look during this trend as well, there was no a very strong move, but none of the candle went bill above previous bar high. Only until here we went above previous bar high, and then it was a sell and a good move down. Looking at here, during the US session we had this bar go above below this bar low, and that could have been a buy, and then there was only a signal around here. If you track previous bar low or high, I generally tend to do it. That's a good reliable signal for me. That was DAX. It was, I would say, the reason. If you look at this humongous bar, look at it, it's a 500 points candle, and that too in a 5-minute time frame. Oh my god, a call for lot of liquidation, a call for margin for people. 500 points. I was not available around this time, but the entire move that we saw today, which was kind of choppy, could be the reason, because Donald Trump was supposed to announce tariffs, and the market was waiting for something. Alright, for anybody wondering, this is a 15-minute time frame, so why do I say that it happened in a 5 minute? Well, it happened. If you go to the charts and you look at it, you will see in the Dow what happened on Tuesday repeated on Wednesday. But on Tuesday there was one thing missing. If you remember, none of the bar, even on a 5-minute time frame, went below prior bar low, so that we could have bought. And it was a humongous 400 point rally day before yesterday. I kind of expected the same yesterday. When I saw a retracement, I wanted to buy. I bought around here. It was being done live. We bought around this area after a retracement, hoping for a push higher, and we exited. This was 70 points, I would say, when we exited. And while we expected it to move higher, we just booked our profits. Around this time also, if you look at I'll show you what happened during the 15-minute chart. we went below a prior bar and I wanted to buy. I had a tight stop, 60 points I would say. I had a very tight stop, it was 60 points. Had I had a 80 point stop, it would have worked marvelous. If you look at it, I had a tight stop, so I got stopped around this area, and then bloody thing went up, and then it came all the way below these lows, and then it went up, but we were not there. And then the tariffs, oh my god, today would be interesting to trade. Looking at a 15-minute time frame, none of the bar went below previous bar lows around these areas. Only after here we started to go. This candle was formed, and then this went below it as buy signal, and then we came all the way, and then this candle went below here by a tick, and then we went all the way here also. We went below, and then it went what I was mentioning earlier. This was the area. After this push higher, this was the retracement, and I wanted to be a buyer below this bar low. I bought it around here, and I got myself stopped around here. Wow, had I had a little bit bigger stop, and it would have worked. So kind of the idea of buying it was good. Maybe some more better execution and better reading of the market. And then none of the candle went above previous bar high here until here, but it was engulfing candle. So and then we went. All right. Uh, what we did in the Nasdaq is very interesting, I would say. I remember in the live stream on a 15-minute time frame, I would show you after this candle was formed. This candle went below here. Even you can see this candle right here, it went below these 3 bars, and I said I want to buy Nasdaq. I opened my Nasdaq, and the moment I wanted to press it, it was so quick. Even a bad fill would have been around these areas. It was very quick, so I could not buy it, and now I wait for a retracement. Luckily, the retracement came, and I wanted to buy here. Then I saw it push quickly, and then I bought around this area, and I waited. After some while, this kind of closed here. We did not see any push high, and I was doubting what I did. After clearing these stops, if we went above, I wanted to see this retracement, maybe because this happened way too quick, and we might have order imbalances here, but it did not reverse very quickly, and it came all the way down as well. I exited in doubt. It's always better to wait on the sidelines if you're not able to get what the market is going to do now. It's better to be out of the market. Take your time to think. I exited around there, and then I thought maybe this market wants to go down. Maybe. And I shorted around this area. This was a strategy as well. We'll come to these strategies later. And I shorted around this area. I had a very tight stop because overall I was bullish, but the strategy says to short it. So I shorted it with a very tight stop because I was thinking that we still have an up move to come. So with the tight stop, I executed the trade, and got myself stopped around this area. It was a tight stop, yes, and we needed a tight stop because our views were against it, but the strategy said so. And then we did not have any trade later. There was one time when I wanted to buy, I don't remember, around this area maybe, but I did not execute it. If we look at the 15-minute chart, this candle this candle went these two candles were formed, and then this candle went below the lows of this candle, and then we saw an up move. This candle went below the low of this candle, and then we saw the up move. So prior bar low seems to be working in these markets. We did not have any prior bar high opportunity until around this area, and then bloody thing shifted, calling for margin calls. I hope you were safe yesterday around this time. You did not trade the news. I think today and tomorrow would be very interesting, and anyway we're thinking of increasing the risk exposure, so it would be great. Okay, see you during the EU